You could talk about watching grass grow and it'd be fucking funny. Did I tell you about the time that I accidentally poisoned myself with magnolia? Because that relates to grass. I think I have before. You know magnolia trees that are poisonous? Magnolia trees are poisonous, and there's this famous story that is, in Louisiana, there was like a plantation that had slaves. And it's haunted now, allegedly. And there was a girl that was one of the slaves there, and she poisoned the family with magnolia baked into their cake. And I remember seeing that on, like, because I loved watching haunted shit when I was younger. And I still love watching haunted things. And my grandparents had a magnolia tree. Let me look it up. Magnolia tree. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. They had like 2 huge magnolia trees outside. They had 2 huge magnolia trees outside. And magnolias aren't poisonous. What? Magnolia. What if it's not and I'm just an idiot? Poisonous to dogs. What is it, that thing that girl baked into the thing? Let's see. Louisiana haunted plantation baked into cake. That's how you Google something. The myrtle tree. Was it a myrtle tree? Possibly the most well-known of the Myrtle's supposed guests, Chloe, was someone who was on the plantation. Oleander. That's the one. White oleander. Magnolia. I'm an idiot. White oleander. Now this is just about the fucking book. Tree. That's what it is. An oleander tree. So they had 2 big oleander trees outside, and they've got these like big long leaves on them. And so they've got, my great-grandparents had 2 big white oleander trees outside their house. I did not eat them. We're detectivizing the mystery. Sometimes I feel like I'm Dax Flame. And so the leaves would fall off, and they had another thing that had like, it was a palm tree, but it was big. Palm tree with alien seeds. Seed pods. I'm gonna look at this thing and I'm immediately going to feel ill. There was a... Alright, who is a biologist? Who's a flower here? Who here is a flower? I'm gonna draw it. A single leaf can be lethal to a child eating it, although mortality is generally very low in humans. I'm gonna tell you. I've got to keep you on the edge of your seat first, though. And that's what I'm doing. It was a brown seed pod. And it looked like the alien guy from American Dad. It was a seed pod and it looked like this. And I hate it. Already I'm looking at it and I hate it. And they would fall into the yard and I hated it so much. You're bi, you should know about biology. True. It looked like Roger. This is what it looked like. So that's what it looked like. So I don't know what that's from. So when I was visiting my family, my grandparents, they had the white oleander tree and they had the haunted, gross, alien, stupid palm tree. Yeah, Florida. And it was a seed pod and I hated them. And so there were... I used to go outside all of the time. Like they had a pool. I would swim in the pool all the time. They had an orange tree. I would fuck with the oranges. The neighbors next door had a grapefruit tree. And so I was outside all the time. So there was a day where I was playing outside. I don't remember how old I was, but I'm also an idiot. And So I was outside playing and there were ants all over it, and they were big ants. And I was drinking a Coke in a can. I had a Coke in a can, Coca-Cola. And I was messing around with the ants and like putting them into like a little container. Like I was gonna make an ant farm or something. Shut up, Libodo, shut up. And so there were leaves all over the place. And there were leaves from the palm tree. There were leaves from the white oleander, all of those things. And so I picked up a dead leaf and I was picking up the ants with it and putting them into my container. And then I had my can of soda and I used my hand that I had touched the leaves with, and I wiped off the mouth area because I was like, oh, what if there's ants or something? And so I wiped off the mouth part where my mouth was going with my white oleander leaf hand. And then I drank it and I was like, why does this taste like poison? And so then I took the drink into the house and I poured it out. And then I didn't tell anybody because I was I felt stupid. And then I was fine, but my mouth did taste like poison for a while. I was almost poisoned. But fortunately, I lived, bitch.